Hello everyone. In previous lecture we had completed chapter 2 and in this lecture we are going to start chapter 3 and the name of this chapter is Index Properties of Soil. This is the outline of this chapter. Basically in this chapter we shall describe the different methods of determining those properties of soils which are used in their identification and classification. So the properties of soil is basically divided into two categories. First is index properties, another one is engineering properties. Under index properties, water content, specific gravity, particle size distribution, consistency limit, in situ density and density index. So these are the index properties of soil. On the other hand, some engineering properties are like permeability, compressibility, shear strength of soil. So in this chapter, chapter 3 basically contains the index properties of soil. So we have to describe one by one briefly. So also we have to determine how they are find out or how we can find out these properties. So first one is water content. Water content determination. So the water content of a soil is an important parameter that controls its behavior. It is a quantitative measure of the wetness of a soil sample. Also, the water content of soil mass can be determined by the following methods. So these methods are oven drying method, pycnometer method and sand bath method. Oven drying and pycnometer methods are more important rather than sand bath method. So let us discuss one by one. First two are most important and in maximum time these are asked in the exam. So let us discuss first one, oven drying method. The oven drying method is a standard laboratory method and this is a very accurate method. So in this method the soil sample is taken in a small non-corrodible and airtight container. And the empty mass of container is first we have to take with its lid and we have to note down its mass, that is M1. A suitable quantity of moist soil sample is placed in the container and the lid is replaced, and then again we have to take its mass or weight and we have to note down this mass, that is M2. And then the container is placed in the oven with its lid removed and it is kept at 110 degrees centigrade plus minus 5 degrees centigrade for 24 hours. Then after 24 hours the container is removed from the oven using gloves and allow it to cool in room temperature. And then the lid is replaced and the mass of the container with dry soil is taken and again we have to note down this mass and this is M3. So this is the figure. For example, this is a container. First we have to take the empty mass of container with its lid. This is the lid of this container. So first is we have to measure the empty mass. This is M1. We have to note down the value of this M1. After that, we take some wet soil for the testing. It may be 100 gram, it may be 20 gram or 30 gram as per our requirement. We take this small amount of wet soil and we have to put within this container, and again we have to take the measurement or weight of the container plus wet soil plus lid, and this is M2. We have to note down its value. Already I have discussed in the previous slide. The third figure shows this is the container with its lid. After oven drying the soil is dry, so M3 is the weight of container plus lid plus dry soil. So to find out the water content, we know the formula. Water content W equal to mass of water by mass of solid. So here mass of water equal to M2 minus M3. See the figure, M2 minus M3. If we subtract this one, wet soil plus container plus lid minus dry soil plus lid plus container. So we can obviously find out the value of MW. Similarly, MS equal to, or mass of solid equal to M3 minus M1. See one, this is the empty mass and this is a dry soil plus container. So if we subtract this one, M3 minus M1, then we can get the value of, or mass of dry soil. So finally, water content equal to, we put this value here, M2 minus M3 by M3 minus M1 into 100. So this is the formula which we get from this oven drying method, and this also a laboratory method. Where M1 equal to mass of container with lid, M2 equal to mass of container plus lid plus wet soil, already I have discussed, M3 equal to mass of container plus lid plus dry soil. Then second method is the pycnometer method. So a pycnometer is a glass jar of about 1 liter capacity and fitted with a brass conical cap by means of screw type cover. And this also a quick method for determining the water content of soil, basically which specific gravity is accurately known to us. In that particular case, we can apply this pycnometer method to find out the water content. Then the cap has a small hole of 6 mm diameter at its apex. A rubber or fiber washer is placed between the cap and the jar to prevent leakage. There is a mark on the cap and also on the jar. The cap is screwed down to the same mark such that the volume of the pycnometer used in the calculations remains constant. So the pycnometer method for the determination of water content can be used only if the specific gravity of soil solid, that is G, is accurately known to us. Already I have told this one. If the G value is known to us, after that we can apply this pycnometer method to calculate or to determine the water content of soil. This is the pycnometer glass jar, this is the screw type cover, this is the brass top, and this there is a hole which is given here. Hole of 6 mm diameter at its apex. Its diameter of this hole is 6 mm. Then at first the empty weight of pycnometer we have to take, and we have to note down its empty weight, that is M1. A sample of wet soil about 200 to 400 gram is taken in the pycnometer and weighed, that is M2. So we have to take this weight of the wet soil plus pycnometer, and we have to note down its weight, that is M2. Water is then added to the soil in the pycnometer to make it about half full, and the contents are thoroughly mixed using a glass rod to remove the entrapped air. So we have to mix it through this hole by using a glass rod to remove whatever the entrapped air are present within it. More and more water is added, and a stirring process is continued till the pycnometer is filled flush with the hole in the conical cap. So again we have to add more water within this pycnometer, and we have to stir continuously with the help of glass rod through this hole. And the pycnometer is wiped dry from the outside, and we have to take its weight again, and we have to note down its weight, that is M3. So this is a figure, for example, this is the pycnometer. First we have to take its empty weight. Already I have told in theoretically here in the previous slide. So the figure shows the empty pycnometer, weight is M1. Next we have to take 200 to 400 gram of wet soil within it, and plus picnometer. We have to take its weight. Again, we have to measure it or note down its weight, M2. After that, we have to add water to it. So, wet soil plus water plus micrometer is M3. And at last, we have to clean this picnometer and we have to pour only water to this picnometer and we have to take its weight. This is M4. Here. The picnometer is then completely emptied. It is washed and filled with water flush with the top hole. The picnometer is wiped dry from the outside and weighed is, we have to take its measurement, that is M4. This method for the determination of water content is suitable for coarse grained soils. Basically, this method is preferable to find out the water content of coarse grained soils from which the entrapped air can be easily removed. So, let M1 equal to mass of picnometer, M2 equal to mass of picnometer plus wet soil, M3 equal to mass of picnometer plus wet soil plus water, M4 equal to mass of picnometer filled with water only, as shown in this figure. So, finally, we can find out the water content by applying or by forming this formula. So, water content equal to M2 minus M1 by M3 minus M4, and G is known to us here in this process. So, G minus 1 by G whole minus 1 into 100. So, this is the formula of water content to find out the water content in picnometer method. So, for this lecture this much. In next lecture we are going to solve a problem based on this formula. So, thank you.